Welcome all, friends. We're here. We're going vroom vroom, zoom zoom, baby. This isn't a podcast about Mazda, although we should be going zoom zoom.
The zoom zoom boy. Rest in peace.
He's dead?
I don't know.
Oh,
it's one of those things you can just make up.
Rest in peace, that ad campaign for sure. My name is Cameron Osborne. Those are Shoot Brothers. Wrestling podcast. Of course, this is the only wrestling podcast. It's online. It's hosted by myself, Cameron Osborne. It's also hosted by Mike the Shoot Shepherd.
Hey.
And ho ho. The days are numbered as we are down here at the road to WrestleMania. Of course, Mike. I hope that is WrestleMania marked down on your phone calendar right now?
No, I just kind of. I don't know the number date off the top of my head. I'll just know the weekend is coming, and I'll be like, okay.
We just know when it's happening. Well, of course, because it's going to be.
I keep tabs. I go to the wiki.
It's going to be the 10 days from hell. It's going to be mid-April for us, but we couldn't be more excited because, WrestleMania is the best time of year. We all know it. It's completely objective. Let's get into the show this week because, of course, we had our Wednesday night, our weekly programming as we're trying to build a card out of nothing. It kind of seems like a little kid like on a beach with a sandcastle, and there's like two kids making two sandcastles, and the tide's coming in. We don't have much more time to get the sandcastle up. So before we hit Fastlane, let's actually rewind ourselves to the Friday prior and just chat a little bit about that main event of SmackDown. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait. They used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live.
Yeah, we had Jey Uso taking on Edge in his first SmackDown match, or I guess a TV match in general, in 11 years.
And they were they were doing this thing the entire show, which was like going back in a retrospective view of a bunch of Edge's big moments on SmackDown throughout the year. Yeah. I think there was like a Money in the Bank cash-in, and another championship victory. I think him and Hulk Hogan winning
tag titles.
Winning their tag title. It doesn't do it. We're so close to WrestleMania. I feel like we shouldn't be wasting screen time on, hey, remember what happened 14 years ago. We're too close. I think we're like, this is that's the type of shit I would expect in like the week 4 after WrestleMania when we're kind of like, who knows what's going on. We're too close to the show of shows to kind of be wasting time, or is this to maybe remind new fans or kind of introduce new fans to who the hell this guy is?
I think it was just less so for WrestleMania, and just because it's his first match on SmackDown in so many years. So like, hey, here's his best SmackDown moments.
SmackDown moments, and there were a handful of them.
Yeah.
But let's get into...
he was for a while there. He was like the AJ Styles of SmackDown. It was his show. He carried the brand, and he did a good job.
Ooh, AJ Styles versus Edge for the supremacy of SmackDown. I don't know. We can book it. Maybe someone can book it if they want to. That's okay. But yeah, like we said earlier, so yeah, Edge, Jey Uso, the winner of this match, gets to be the special guest enforcer at Fastlane on the weekend. Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan for that Universal Championship. And from what I can understand, being a guest enforcer just kind of means standing ringside with your arms crossed, looking like you're mad,
but you have all the power of a referee. Should he be
all the power,
only when he gets knocked out?
All the power of the referee. I think someone did a good job explaining exactly what the hell he was doing there. But I gotta say, Edge's first match back on SmackDown in all these years did not disappoint.
Oh yeah, he looked real good. And Jey Uso, he's been on this main event run this year or past 6 months, so we just got a nice match here, good back and forth. Edge even put out he hit a hurricanrana off the top rope, which don't see too many of those from him.
Was that a part of his arsenal even all those years ago?
I don't even remember him. I don't know if I can remember him ever hitting one, but I'm sure there's footage out there. But either way, it was impressive. But
wow.
Anyways, Uso fights back, hits a big super kick, hits the splash, but Edge kicks at it too. Then he gets up, hits a spear, gets the win. So he is the getting the Mike Tyson, the special enforcer role.
The old Mike Tyson bang, bang, bang. Yeah, what a great match in his first way back. And like you said, Jey Uso's just been on this streak of, and we see it all the time, right? You lose, but you win. Jey Uso has been on a loser winning streak since what? Clash of Champions? Back in December, I think.
Maybe even earlier.
And yeah, his role is just going to continue to grow and grow even more. Well, at least as long as Roman Reigns is at the helm.
Well, even after that, he's done enough, I think, to solidify himself. I mean, hopefully, we still want Jimmy Uso back someday, but I don't know where the hell he is.
Yeah, round out
been like a year now.
That table. Because, I mean, 2 people sitting at a table is hardly a table. Like, if you're the head of a table, that's because there's like 8 of you, and, someone needs to sit at the end. Right, but if there's 2 people sitting at a table, that's more of like a square table you see at a restaurant. Like, and those are just kind of essentially people sitting across from each other.
Yeah,
we need more people at this table so Roman Reigns can truly be at the head of it.
Well, speaking of Roman, he pops up to hit Edge with the spear, and then Daniel Bryan goes to help him. So Uso hits Bryan, and then I think Reigns spears someone. And I don't know. He's the one that stands tall.
It went spear, kick, spear. I think was the
there you go.
was the
nice sandwich.
That nice little spear sandwich right there. So yeah, like you said, Edge is going to be the special guest enforcer. So let's just move on right to the next night or 2 nights.
2 nights later.
2 nights into the future, of course, because we
it.
are talking about Fastlane.
Review. That's right. The left lane. If you are North American, that's the fast lane. Right.
Yeah, the left lane, the left lane, and a 2-lane highway. Of course, that's the road that we're on right now. That's the road, because Drew McIntyre's got his sword stuck in the right lane. Kind of like basically a little, blocking off traffic there.
The Sword and the Stone, but we got a pre-show. Did you watch it?
No, but thankfully Michael Cole covered it all during the opening match, so I didn't need to watch any of it.
Well, it was actually maybe the second or third best match of the night, but anyways, Riddle defended his U.S. title against Mustafa Ali, and pretty good match. Lots of cool moves here, but eventually the finisher comes when Riddle hits the Bro Derek off the second rope. Gets a 3 count, retains his title. Pretty good match. But, of course, Mustafa Ali gets pissed off like he always does, yells at Retribution, and this time Reckoning's just shaking her head. So he singles her out, asking what she's ever done around here. And anyways, eventually, each member of Retribution just walks out on him, and they've had enough. And then Mace and T-Bar hit him with a double choke slam, so hopefully this is the end of Retribution.
Could be the end of Retribution. Bring them back after Mania as singles people. Is this the first time we've seen Reckoning in like a month?
Maybe. Yeah, she was away for that little bit with COVID, and then she. Either way, hopefully, I was hoping she would take off the mask too and throw it down and be like, "I'm fucking Mia Yip." Hopefully that'll happen soon. After WrestleMania, they can all just re-debut as themselves.
Yeah, I mean, why the hell not? This was clearly a failed experiment.
Yeah, that they never really got behind anyways.
No.
So, I mean, the talent's all there. All these people in the group, we all know they can be great. So, anyways, let's get on to the final show, or the main show, the final stop before WrestleMania. But tag title match, women's action, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler defending against Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair. And, of course, your buddy Reginald's there.
My buddy? Or just are you saying just like everyone's buddy?
I don't know. I just like to assign you buddy sometimes.
People
like in kindergarten or something.
Yeah.
Field trip.
I have to be
your buddy.
I have to be attached to this guy all night. Fuck.
Yeah. Anyways, Shayna and Nia, they're still bickering over shit. So Sasha and Bianca, they working good together early on. Bianca hit a nice 450 splash. So she could win the match with that. But of course, Reggie jumps up on the apron, causes the distractions. So Bianca knocks him off, tags in Shayna, who gets the bank statement locked in. But then I think Belair tries to block Nia from breaking up the pin, but Nia shoves her back onto Sasha. So Sasha's pissed because Belair fell on her, just calls her a rookie, shoves her in the face. And then Shayna takes advantage, rolling up Sasha for the 3 count. So they win the match, retain the titles.
Rolling up Sasha.
Yeah.
God.
These two have been getting pinned a lot, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Sasha and Belair.
God, well, yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah, it's exactly. I was trying to like mirror your sentiment. Yeah, Bianca. I can't think of a time leading up to Mania where the champion and the Royal Rumble winner have been getting pinned so much in like the weeks leading up to it.
It's been such a, the match I'm very excited for, but the build itself has not been that well.
Not at all, no. And isn't that part of the excitement of the match?
It's supposed to be. I mean, we know once the bell rings, they're going to deliver, but we want, the extra drama, the extra emotion, not this Reginald tag team bullshit.
No, not James Ellsworth 2.0.
But anyways, eventually at the end, Sasha and Bianca yell some more, and Sasha hits a big slap to the face and then struts off because she's still got her belt for now.
Yeah, which I guess means Sasha Banks is our heel, Bianca Belair is our baby face. We still need to turn Sasha Banks a little bit more. There's also this thing that I don't know, and there's a style in which women in the WWE bicker at each other, where I can never tell who's supposed to be a babyface. Sometimes, just sometimes. This happens, and this was one of those instances, Sasha Banks slaps Bianca Belair in the face, but they're both bickering at each other in such a way that I'm like, I don't know whose side I'm on. Like, this is like the equivalent of you're at a grocery store and two people are just fucking, getting in a fight about, a can of Pringles, and I'm just filming it. I'm like, I don't know who should have these Pringles. I'm just kind of looking back and forth, waiting to pick a side. So hopefully in the coming weeks we can see Sasha Banks, or maybe Bianca Belair, really deliver on that end.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Have you ever filmed a public freakout?
No, but I've definitely seen a couple. I saw a late night fight on a bus one time. Like, I was on the bus also. It was like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I've seen shit like that. But
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever. Yeah. Because then if they see you filming, then they might want to suck you into what they're doing.
And then you're running away.
Hey, what do you do?
Running away, yeah.
Anyways, Shane O'Mac was supposed to be fighting Braun Strowman tonight, but we get some footage of earlier in the day when he was practicing, and looks like he fakes an injury, so gets himself out of the match.
Yeah, that's good. He tweaked his knee. Good thing Adam Pearce was there to diagnose, too.
Yeah. So we get an Intercontinental title match. Big E takes on Apollo Crews. Just a nice big man match here, but went a bit shorter than I thought.
I think there was a botch here. And
at the finish? The finish was kind of weird.
I know nothing about anything, but this finish did not feel like it was supposed to be a finish.
It was kind of weird, yeah, because we were only a few minutes in, it felt like, and Apollo goes for a small package, and Big E kind of goes backwards and gets his shoulder up, but the ref makes a 3 count, so Big E wins and retains. Yeah, the finish was just kind of weird. I don't know what was supposed to happen, but they did all that build.
And there were a lot of short matches kind of on this card. The pay-per-view kind of flew by pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I wonder if this was one that was maybe supposed to be, at least like a double-digit time.
Yeah, because they built this new Apollo Crews, so I don't know.
Exactly.
Anyways.
You beat the shit out of Big E on Friday. You hit him with rolling up in that golf cart. So,
anyways, he was a sore loser and beats him up again after. Of course. Maybe. Then we got this live Old Spice commercial that ended up being combined into a 24/7 title segment. So you had R-Truth hiding behind this big castle of deodorant sticks when Tozawa shows up. He tries to knock everything over, and then the spokesperson, Joseph Average. He somehow he's sorting through the piles of deodorant, and he accidentally covers R-Truth, and the ref counts at 3, so he's the new champ. But right after, Truth rolls him up, wins back his title, runs off. Tozawa rips open Joe's shirt to reveal the Night Panther. And Tozawa just screams, "The rumors are true! Night Panther lives!" Which that got a little chuckle out of me because it was so absurd. Everything else was kind of lame. But the Night Panther,
classic weird one. Classic. Well, I think it's just
Tozawa's good at selling it.
Yeah, it's on par for it's on par for 24/7 title. So.
And Old Spice.
Yeah. So we had our two little title changes right there. Wow.
Yeah, that's the tune, right? Something like that.
I don't know. Whose tune is
the Old Spice whistle?
Oh, do 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 do.
Yeah. Anyways, Elias, Riker, Shane comes out. He's limping. They go to perform, but then Shane just cuts him off to let him know that he's taking his place against Strowman tonight. So Braun, Elias, Braun easily beats him.
Yeah, because yeah.
Choo choo.
That he looks so weird doing that now. Like with fans there, that was such a maneuver. Then there's some things that do not play well without the crowd there. This was one of those. This was definitely one of those moments. This was also, no, next match. We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after this match coming up.
Okay. Well, in between matches, Riddle was just riding around on a scooter backstage.
Yeah, being a stoner,
pitching ideas to Nakamura. But he can't because he's got a match to focus on. Nakamura takes on Seth Rollins. Good match here. Rollins at one point tries to mock Cesaro and do his big swing. But he didn't get it on. So anyways, Nakamura looks good. Seth looks good. Eventually, Seth, he did some cool move that I don't know if I've ever seen him do, where he's like running over Nakamura, like stops up with one foot, turns around, kicks him. I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah, it was almost like a step up in Saguri, but lower.
Like off the
ground, kind of. Yeah, it was this interesting little move.
Yeah, but he follows that up with the curb stomp, gets the win.
That's the win. During this match, I feel I noticed. They have all this crowd noise pumped in. Counting off the 1, 2, 3 of of the count. I felt like during this match, I kept hearing 3 when it was just a 2 count or something, or because there was one that played off. It was a 1 count, and even like Seth even acknowledged, he's like, 1, what do you mean it was only 1? But the audio in the background clearly went to 2. And it was just, it felt weird. It kind of took me out for a second, or as soon as I noticed it, I felt like I started hearing it more, where I would hear too much crowd noise on the count, on the ref's count.
I don't know.
Listen
that's not
for
something.
it next time. It may completely take you out.
It may ruin the show for me.
Exactly. So listen for it next time and see if your show can be ruined.
Well, thankfully, the next one's WrestleMania, and there's going to be real fans there.
Thank God.
In the meantime, let's go to this no-holds-barred match, because Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, they added a stip. We didn't know, as of our last show, they didn't have a stip, but they added the no-holds-barred, so that's nice.
Yeah, we thought there would be some kind of thing going into it.
Yeah, after they clonked their heads with the stairs, they needed to top that. So, anyways, Drew comes out looking pretty cool with his Braveheart-inspired blue and white Scottish flag face paint.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and it surprisingly stuck for the majority of the match.
Yeah, it actually looked good on him. It suited his war paint. Anyways, the match itself, I'd say 3 for 3 with these guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Just more brawling, lots of steel steps, the kendo sticks. These guys were bleeding out of the back with these welts from these fucking kendo stick shots.
And it's really funny to see big dudes in a match like that. We know Vince loves his beef.
Yeah.
He loves it being the ring. He loves seeing beef in the ring. Drew and Sheamus are 2 of the bigger guys on the roster, yet they get a 20-minute match. Like, when we see these things out of Goldberg, Brock, Braun, they're never given that much time to actually do shit happen. Do you think Braun Strowman could put on a banger 20-minute match with somebody? Like, I don't even know. But Drew and Sheamus, they're just as big. They can totally do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was, just no really down moments. They just kept going. They moved through the crowd, through the Thunderdome. They went up a couple levels to the second deck or whatever. And Drew ends up throwing Sheamus literally through the crowd members, right through the LED board, causing a little explosion as Sheamus falls down.
Yeah, that was a great spot.
Yeah, that was fun. They've done that once or twice before with the equipment explosion, but, it was fun. So Drew throws Sheamus on the equipment crate, wheels him back over to the ring, saving some energy. But Sheamus recovers, picks up Drew, hits the white noise, smashing through the announce table. And then he picks up a little piece of the table, brings it back into the ring. But Drew reverses this, hits Sheamus with a Future Shock GDT right into that table piece, and then he hits the Claymore to get the win. But, yeah, great match. Great thing to close out their feud. They should have just made this the number one contender match.
Yeah.
Instead of handing it to Drew.
And, we just didn't, they just announced Drew Bobby arbitrarily. I mean, at least if this had been, same results, but at least that at stake, hey, that's seat.
Yeah, makes sense, right?
Yeah. But
I mean, the only thing I can think of is the tickets went on sale and they wanted to get that on the card, I guess. But I don't know.
Either way, yeah, like you said, 3 for 3. All 3 of these were bangers. And now Drew can move towards Bobby.
Yeah, and Sheamus, who knows? He might turn back heel, babyface. He'll do whatever.
Yeah, he'll do whatever. But hopefully he can keep it up, whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe getting the U.S. title picture or something. Who knows? Let's go to the second last match of the night. Randy Orton taking on Alexa Bliss, which we're all intrigued about what's going to happen here. I think you even had this as your main event.
I thought this would have been the main event, but who knows?
Well, during Randy's entrance, that old black goo comes up again. He starts puking it out.
Not the car oil.
So he's freaking out. Gets a towel from ringside to clean himself up a bit. Then Alexa Bliss comes out, and she's got her evil white eyes on and some extra makeup this time. It looks like, some more black smudge around the eyes and some white. She looked like Gerard Way from the Black Parade era. Anyways, the bell rings. Orton goes toward her, but then Bliss just shoots up this wall of flames to stop him. So Randy's a little freaked out. The ref is very freaked out, jumps right out of the ring. So Orton comes charging at Alexa, but she avoids. He hits the ring post. So she's just laughing, skipping all around. Orton stalks her, and then she just looks up. Oh, yeah, they're outside the ring, so he's walking around following her, and then she looks up at the roof, and a big piece of the lighting rig just falls. Could have killed the Rand Man. But she's still smiling and taunting Randy to get back in the ring. Blows him a kiss, and then shoots a fireball at his head. Nearly hit him. So then she just sits on the turnbuckle and starts laughing at him. Orton stands up, but then this gruesome burnt hand just tears through the ring from the depths of hell, grabbing Orton by the foot. This hand's all charred and fucked up. Orton backs off. This big shot of fire comes out of the ring, and then up through the smoke rises the return and the extra crispy, burnt up Super Fiend. He's here.
He's a super fiend. Super fiend. He's super fiended now.
Yeah, I thought he looked pretty awesome. Just horror movie, burnt from head to toe, even more crazy. Orton was frozen, just looking at this thing. He doesn't know what to do. And then Alexa Bliss shoves him from behind right into his sister Abigail. And then Alexa Bliss sits on top of Randy in a very suggestive position. And the ref makes a 3 count.
It was one of the weirder looking pins I've ever seen. Of course, yeah, like you said.
Yeah, but that's she just pinned Randy Orton no matter the circumstance. That's a huge win for her career.
Huge win for her career. She didn't say anything, didn't do anything. Got a pin.
She shoved him. She
shoved him. That's a good point.
And she shot fire. I mean, I couldn't do that. But
yeah, like you said, yeah. I mean, yeah, the Fiend is back.
And he looks different.
I
like it.
Thank
really
God that the 3 of these are doing their best to sell it. Because we all know how sometimes segments like these, programs like these, don't work because not everyone's completely invested. Thank God that it feels like all 3 of these people are very invested in this crazy ride that we're on. They're all into it. Randy Orton, he's doing a great job doing what he's doing. And the Fiend is back, probably setting up our WrestleMania match. I just wonder what this does for Funhouse Bray.
I think he's got to be dead now.
He's got to be dead, right?
Yeah. This is the only one.
How many fucking Bray Wyatt characters do we have to kill off before he can have one goddamn good WrestleMania match?
Yeah. Like this new Fiend, this burnt Fiend, I don't even know if he's going to talk. For now.
He seemed too just imposing in that kind of, way.
Yeah. And he's going to be wearing, however long he wrestles this, he's got a full bodysuit because his whole arms have the fake skin.
Bodysuit. I started asking myself, does Fiend look skinnier? But I think no. He's wearing a suit that's kind of pushing it all in.
Yeah. Because he's got all this fake arm skin and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that match is going to be pre-taped because otherwise he's wrestling in the Florida heat in that thing.
And not on a Tampa Bay spring evening. That'll turn anyone to mush.
Yeah, but either way, I don't know. I like it, and if you don't like it, I think soon enough they're not going to be able to do it because once they're back to a live crowd, they won't be able to shoot fireballs and stuff.
Yeah. We're along for this ride. The three of them are doing a great job, and you can't really look at it in any other way. at least not this match. At least not what we just saw.
Yeah. Let's get to the main event here. Roman Reigns defending that Universal title against Daniel Bryan with Edge at ringside as the special enforcer. So Daniel Bryan just doing what he does best here. Just, trying to out-grapple, out-wrestle Reigns down, just chip away at him with submission holds. But, Reigns got the strength advantage, so he's just pounding away. We get a bunch of near falls, and Reigns goes for the spear, but Bryan kicks him in the head, goes for the running knee, but Reigns avoids that, so Bryan accidentally knocks the ref out. So, Reigns spears Bryan. Edge comes in to assume his role as enforcer. He slides into the ring, makes the count, but Bryan kicks out at 2, so they wrestle a bit more. Bryan gets the Reigns in the yes lock once again, but Jey Uso shows up this time, super kicks Edge, and then to save Bryan, who did he super kick? Bryan? I can't.
Who was the first one he super kicked?
I'm all mixed up. Either way, Jey Uso shows up. I think he hits Edge. And then he grabs a chair, but then Bryan hits him with the chair. And then Bryan takes a swing at Reigns, but he ducks, so Bryan hits Edge with the chair. So at this point, shit's breaking down. And then Roman comes in with a Superman punch, goes for the spear, but Bryan reverses that into the yes lock again. He's got Reigns in the middle of the ring. Nowhere to go. And for the first time in his career, he taps out. He's tapping Bryan's hand. The commentary's going nuts. But Edge doesn't see it because the bastard was too busy picking up the chair. And he hits Bryan in the back with it multiple times before storming off, screwing him out of being Universal Champion. So Roman Reigns crawls over as the referee returns to the ring, makes a 3 count, and Roman Reigns gets the win and retains his title. But very controversial finish there.
Now, this was one hell of a match.
Great match overall.
Great.
30 minutes on the dot.
And leave it to Daniel Bryan to have a great match. Like you said, he's doing what he does best, which is wrestle. That's what he does best, and he's doing it better than anyone else. God damn it, this would have been... out of all the matches that we did not get to see in front of a live crowd, this, for me, would have been one of my craziest.
The crowd would have been super hot.
Would have been going nuts when he tapped.
That and little tap.
It was so subtle. Roman Reigns doing an incredible job of just
it was like finger
so
tap.
Gently finger tapping.
And even his selling, like his eyeballs, he looks like he's...
Oh, my...
Reigns is great at it.
God, yeah. That was incredible. And what does this mean next for Daniel Bryan? Was screwed out of his championship.
He was.
Out of that Universal title.
At this point, I'm thinking triple threat for WrestleMania.
And why the fuck is Edge doing this? Why is Edge being a meanie?
At this point, I think Bryan's your baby face. Edge is kind of tweener at best at this point, if not heel. Screwing Bryan like that. If
not heel, right? And triple threat for a championship in the main event of WrestleMania. This is Daniel Bryan's fucking in the bag. This is two heels against him. This is Daniel Bryan's fucking bread and butter. He's made his career on this shit.
I mean, yeah, I would be happy with it, but I could still. It could also be a way for Reigns to lose the title without getting pinned as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, this will be addressed on SmackDown, surely. And hopefully Bryan gets inserted into this.
Surely we have to talk to it. Yeah, after a bit of a rocky start to the Fastlane pay-per-view, I think, as soon as we hit that fucking, I think kind of Shinsuke and onward was just hit.
Yeah, definitely the second half, second bit of the show was, it's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
And overall, like you said, the pay-per-view didn't overstay its welcome. You're out of there by like 9:30 or something.
Yeah, it felt so quick. It felt so quick.
Yeah, so that was Fastlane. That was the last stop before WrestleMania week.
That was great. That was great. That was the whole pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. Let's move on to our wrestling week, shall we? Let's begin by crowning a new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week.
Twitter.
We're moving on to a surprisingly first-time Tweet of the Week champion. Just thought they would have won before. We're looking over on Monday Night Raw. Of course, we're talking about none other than Lana. You remember Lana?
Of course.
She had that big she almost won, and then she got so close, and then she almost won again. And then we thought she was going to win for a little bit, and then she kind of got her payoff, but then didn't end up winning. You remember Lana.
She broke Nia's hole, put her through a table.
Broke her hole, put her through a table. Lana just reached out to Twitter with a message to the rest of the women's division out there. She says, "I see a lot of women complaining about their lack of opportunities, but I don't see them taking no days off in wrestling training, acting classes, writing, going after it with a smile on their face after being told no over and over again. Have actions speak louder than words." I could not say it better myself, Lana. You know what? There's too many performers out there across the board, across the world. They only care about their likes. They care about their views. They care about their shitty Fashion Nova clothes. And that's right. Why aren't you fucking training for this? Why don't you want this more than anybody else? Because I'll tell you who wants this more than anybody else. Dr. Britt Baker, DM motherfucking D. That's who wants this shit. And Lana's in the exact same boat. She wants this more than anybody else does. And as God is my witness, she'll get that opportunity one day.
Yes, very much. I mean, that's one of the reasons I root for Lana. I love Lana. She, she recognizes that her abilities are more limited than some others, but she wants to work at it. She wants to get better. So I'm always rooting for Lana.
We're always rooting for Lana over here on the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast. And that was it. Congratulations, Lana. Let's get into our week. Let's start hitting our week because we're a few days delayed. But, of course, we have a lot of implications leading up to the road. So let's kick off with Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
Monday night, we got WWE champ Bobby Lashley fighting against Sheamus in a non-title match here. And Sheamus, that pale skin is great for sporting those wounds from the night before.
Yes. Oh, he shows. He shows.
Yeah, he shows real good. And he's also busy in this match. He's got to deal with all the rest of the Hart business. So Sheamus tries to fight through it, but Cedric slides in to distract him, and Lashley hits the almighty spine buster and then applies the Hurt Lock to get the submission win. And then afterwards, they all beat down Sheamus some more until Drew comes out and saves him. But then afterwards, backstage, Lashley's pissed off at the other members because he didn't want them to interfere. And he's like, I had this match. You're messing with me, man. And he's embarrassed at them for losing the tag titles.
Yeah.
So showing some dissension between them.
Yeah. Sheamus being booked as a baby face, getting the save from McIntyre. And like we said, Sheamus can do whatever he wants, and we're always going to be on board, regardless of whatever it is. She's like the Bailey of the women's division. Like we're like, we don't care, just fucking we like it anyways.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Then we get Asuka taking on Peyton Royce in a big opportunity for her. She does all right early on. She gets some cool moves in, a nice little Widow's Peak for a 2 count. But eventually, I think Asuka gets the Asuka Lock, gets the win. It doesn't matter.
That's
it's
what it
the
was.
Real story. The real story is after the match when Rhea Ripley comes out. She's finally here after many weeks of waiting. She gets in the ring, cuts a promo on Asuka, tells us that Charlotte is recovering from COVID. So, Asuka, I challenge you to a championship match at WrestleMania. And Asuka accepts. So there you go. Big match for Rhea.
Just like that. And take note, WWE superstars. If you want to book yourself a match for WrestleMania, just walk out and say it. Vince isn't doing shit back then. Hunter's not going to do anything for you. Just walk down to the ring and say, I challenge you. They have no. The challengee has no choice but to accept.
Yeah. Well, let's do a quick sidebar, though, because we got to talk about your queen, Charlotte. You probably heard the past week, Andrade was finally released after asking for it. And, of course, he's romantically involved with Charlotte Flair. And before all this happened on Monday, Charlotte Flair was conspicuously removed from the WrestleMania poster. So there was hot rumors flying around that, Andrade asked for his release. They wouldn't let him go, so Charlotte made some ultimatum or something, and they took him off, but then they took her off WrestleMania. Or maybe she did just have COVID. There's conspiracies going around. But either way, Rhea Ripley's facing Asuka for the title.
Well, it's been a while since since we've kind of fired up the shoot meter.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah, where's the shoot meter?
Where's the shoot meter flying? I'll tell you where the shoot meter's flying. Daly's Place, Jacksonville, Florida, baby.
That would be huge.
I mean, Uncle Rick did it too, right? Didn't he retire from WWE and then show up in TNA and with his face all bloody? I mean, we may just have to start accepting that this is the new thing to do.
Speaking of Uncle Rick, you bring him with you, and all of a sudden you got 3 of the 4 horsemen.
Yeah, we just need the other Anderson. Is he still alive? Hopefully.
I
don't know, but he's probably there somewhere. He's probably backstage somewhere. Yeah. But that's exactly it. We are already sort of amidst the start of maybe these things happening. People going brand to brand, company to company, being a little more common than we think.
Yeah.
That would be
a big one, though.
Charlotte Flair to AEW would be probably the biggest thing to happen in women's professional wrestling ever.
It would be so unexpected.
Showing up with Andrade and Zelina Vega.
That'd be cool. Oh, anyways, that was fun. We have the shoot meter. We haven't brought that out in a while, so
yeah, haven't brought that out. Yeah, we'll table it, until somebody shows up.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to keep tabs on that. Who knows?
Apparently, there's no non-compete clause on Andrade's contract, so he's off the contract. He's good to go.
And I'm sure Zelina Vega's 90 days are up now, so they can
90 days are up, yeah.
Anyways, we get Miz and Morrison for Miz TV next. And they just talk about WrestleMania, Damian Priest, Bad Bunny. They tease their new music video, Hey, Hey, Hop, Hop, which premieres next week. In time for Easter, I guess, right?
Yeah, Easter a couple weekends from now, I think.
Something like that. Anyways, the whole thing closes with Miz officially challenging Bad Bunny to a match at WrestleMania. Man, I think the Bunny comes out and accepts. Or maybe that happens later.
Yeah, somebody accepts. This was the collision course that we saw coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a feeling Bunny was going to fight. So here it is. I'm sure he's been practicing, been training. So
of course, I'm sure.
He'll do a couple. Yeah, we know he can. Yeah, we'll get to that. AJ and Omos come out next to cut a promo about facing the New Day at WrestleMania for the tag titles. So Kofi and Xavier, they come out to give their side, and they question the friendship of AJ and Omos. And they start asking him questions. He doesn't know anything. Can't answer any of them. Like your favorite color, favorite wrestler, all that stuff. So anyways, doesn't matter. We get a singles match. AJ takes on Kofi. Pretty good. I think Xavier plays a trombone to distract AJ, and it works as he hesitates to do the phenomenal forearm, and Kofi reverses it into the SOS to get the win.
Yeah, just another solid showing from the man who built SmackDown.
Yeah, and I'm still just waiting to see what Omos can do in the ring. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to lift Kofi like above his head, but like his arms are also straight. Yeah, I'm definitely picturing that.
Yeah, I can see that. Drew McIntyre in a handicap match against Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, and if Drew wins, the Hurt Business is banned from ringside in his match at WrestleMania. So Drew does just fine despite being outnumbered here. He gets beat down for a bit, but fights back, hands out a pair of claymores to each guy, gets a win. So the stip at WrestleMania, no Hurt Business at ringside.
When people, whenever there's one of these kind of stipulations of somebody cannot be at ringside, like that's an exclusively heel move, right? Like baby faces never have anybody by ringside, kind of, right?
I mean, kind of. You can, but they have their buddies sometimes.
They might have their buddies. I'm trying to think of the last time, like a baby face team guy was barred from ringside. Because that's the heel move, right?
Like Orange Cassidy and Best Friends, they're always around and stuff.
Because that's like because I would think about that as like being the heel move, right? The ref is distracted for a second. Cedric Benjamin gives a cheap shot. The ref turns around. And he's like, "What? I didn't see anything."
And I don't even know if there's any like penalty. Like, what if they do come out? Does the ref ring the bell and the match?
Yeah, what a good point. Because surely there have been matches where Hurt Business was barred from ringside, but then MVP made a deal with somebody not from the Hurt Business to come out, and then it's like, well, he wasn't in the Hurt Business. He didn't say nobody. Does the ref have?
They could do that. They could do that very thing.
I know. Well, Vince is listening.
Didn't say nobody.
Vince is listening. He's gonna write it. It's gonna be fucking Slapjack or T-Bar or one of those dumbasses.
What about Brandon Vink? Where's he been?
Yeah, Brandon Vink. It's going to be that guy. I've never thought about that, if that's something that they do, but...
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're, like, locked up in the little drunk tank. They can't get out. You know how, like, stadiums have a little jail to keep people in?
Yeah, a little
like
brig. A little brig.
Yeah. Tag action here. Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke taking on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And, of course, Reggie's there to do some Cirque du Soleil shit. So he's flipping all around. Eventually, Nia hits a Samoan drop, gets the win.
Yeah,
at this point, I think it's just going to be a big women's multi-man or multi-team match for the tag belts.
Yeah, I mean, I was still surprised that after last week's Natalya and Tamina showing that...
I think they'll be in it as well. Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised they weren't added to the match the other day, but I guess the match at Fastlane, that focus was really... the Sasha Bailey thing. Because Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, of course, we have the Riot Squad. We do have Tamina and Natalya.
Lana Naomi.
Who
I think we're on commentary this match, I think.
So how would they do that? It would just be like a fucking tornado
Maybe they
tag.
could be a ladder match. Maybe they could do a ladder match for them.
Like a tornado tag ladder match, right? Is that kind of how that would work?
They don't even need just a regular tag team ladder match.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right? For the titles?
Yeah.
I don't know. We go to Alexa's playground. She taunts Randy. So we already know they're going to WrestleMania.
That's happening. That's happening.
They do officially announce Fiend versus Randy for WrestleMania.
No stip, though. That'll come out.
Not yet.
That'll come out in the next few weeks.
Yeah. Elias, Jackson Riker, Shane McMahon all come out. Shane's still pretending to be injured. Calls Braun stupid a bunch. They play a song calling him stupid. Braun comes out, says, "I'm not stupid." That's pretty much the gist of it, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I feel like they took like 2 blocks of TV time for this. It felt like it.
Well, pretty much they did, because you got Braun versus Elias right after. So Braun beats him up, power slam, gets the win. And then afterwards, Shane hits him from behind with a crutch, which bends the crutch but does not bend Braun, as he just turns around, chases Shane off. Who runs perfectly, proving that he's not injured.
Faking that little injury of his, because why the heck not? So Elias was just squashed, kind of like on 2 straight nights.
Mm-hmm. Why has he been buddying with Shane? I don't really get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what Elias ever is.
There was a while there. I remember when he was like fighting for the title in the Elimination Chamber, and I was thinking, maybe this guy could be a world champ someday.
Yeah, someday.
It's been a while.
So bizarre. This is so bizarre.
Yeah, this whole storyline is not doing it. But eventually,
what was Braun Strowman's match last year at Mania?
I think it was Goldberg when he beat him for the title.
God, was that
the Universal title?
Because he's been on like 4 straight Manias and just 4 straight piles of dog shit in terms of match quality. It was the Universal Championship, the Universal title one. Yeah.
Yeah, but he does challenge Shane. Shane accepts. So any match you want. So hopefully it will be some sort of last man falls count anywhere. Just Shane jumping off something match.
Shane jumping off something. Yeah, that's the match. Yeah, so it was Braun and Nicholas for the tag title. And then after that, it was Braun in the fucking Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Did he win it?
Yeah, he won that one.
Okay.
And then it was Braun beating Goldberg. So he's actually on a fucking 3 straight WrestleMania.
3-0.
He's on a three straight wins at WrestleMania, and just every single match has just been garbage.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. I'm not too excited for it, but I'm sure there'll be that one big spot where I'll be like, oh, cool.
No, this is no good, because next thing you know, sure, fucking Braun's record is 3-0 now. Just wait till it's, 21-0. And then we're asking ourselves, I don't know.
I don't think it'll.
God, I fucking hope so.
Well, let's go to the final segment. Randy Orton comes out, and he's got this mysterious black bag with him. And he just cuts a promo talking about the Fiend burning and seeing him rise back up through hell. And tonight he wants to finish the job. After tonight, the bullshit comes to an end. Alexa comes out. She's got the evil Jack-in-the-Box and says, careful what you wish for. And she turns it. Out pops the little Fiend doll. And the lights shut down. And then flames shoot out of the ring posts. And the burnt Super Fiend appears. So Orton goes into his mystery bag, pulls out a can of gas, just starts splashing it on the Fiend, who's just standing there. Randy's keeping a watchful eye. And then he pulls out the box of matches. The Fiend takes a step toward him, so he RKOs him. But then Bliss gets in the ring behind Randy. He turns around to her, and then the Fiend stands up, applies the mandible claw to him, and then hits his sister Abigail. And then Alexa points at the WrestleMania sign to signal the challenge. So her and Fiend stand tall to end the show.
A little repetitive. I feel like what we've seen, at least during this build. But like we said earlier, at least they've all fucking committed. They've all committed 100% to this. This will be on night 2 of WrestleMania, so the Sunday night. Yeah, I do wonder, though, Alexa Bliss's involvement in all of this. I certainly see her as having a more impactful presence if this is a pre-recorded match of some kind. Mm-hmm. Because if she's there in person in the ring, I don't know what she would do that would truly be, wow.
Yeah, they won't be able to do the fireball
They
stuff.
can't do the
really.
fire stuff, so I think, it's almost leading me to believe that this has to be pre-filmed because Alexa Bliss has to have a role in this match somehow.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been assuming it was going to be the Firefly Funhouse type thing, so I think it's just a matter that, they got 2 more weeks or whatever to figure that out or to announce it to us, so we'll get that.
2 more weeks, we'll figure it out, we'll be fine. We'll be fine, we'll get there. But that was all of Monday Night Raw. That was all of our Fastlane fallout.
That was.
Is it time we take a quick break?
Let's take a break, come back for the Wednesday.
We'll come back
section.
Wednesday because fucking Stand and Deliver is also 2 weeks away. So, and of course, we have AEW, so you're going to want to stick around and come back to the show.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah.
Back here with part 2, folks. Remember to watch The Suicide Squad featuring John Cena out in theaters in May-ish, I think.
All right.
And HBO Max or Crave, if you have one of those subscription services, remember to use promo code SHOOT for 15% off your first year of a Crave membership.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, where should we go from here in the world of Wednesday?
Well, yeah, like you said, it's Wednesday night. There's only one place to go. It's on your fucking couch watching professional wrestling because, of course, the Wednesday Night Wars will not be lasting for much longer. Of course, after the rumors of NXT moving over to Tuesday nights, I feel as though there is some legitimacy to those rumors just because I did hear confirmation that Impact's moving to Thursday to avoid that.
So every day of the week we'll have a wrestling.
So every day of the week we're doing another shoot, baby. We should just live stream shoot every single morning and just like, hey, here's fucking wrestling today. But like we were just talking about The show is on Wednesday for now. It could be on Tuesday soon, but you'll always be Full Sail to me. We're talking about WWE's NXT.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3, 4.
A show where William Regal's in charge. You can't just walk out into a William Regal ring, point at a sign, and say, I'm challenging you. No. He has to book your fucking matches on this show. This is his yard.
He runs a tight ship.
He really does. He really does. He's
the captain. You take the captain's orders. That's how it goes.
You got it.
Or you walk the plank up to the main roster. You don't want that.
And before you stand and deliver. That's right. So
it all comes around.
We kick off this week's show with very surprising some women's tag action, and even more surprising, non-title women's tag action. We do have these brand new shiny NXT women's tag team belts. Of course, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon are the holders of those. But this week's match is going to be Io Shirai and Zoe Stark taking on Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai.
Yeah, a little preview here for Raquel and Io, and a nice boost for Zoe, tagging with Io Shirai, I guess. Mm-hmm. Zoe Stark, we still don't know much about her. She's just kind of this
blonde,
happy-go-lucky. Yeah,
that's all we know. I think
blonde,
right
happy.
now.
She's pretty good though. She kind of reminds me of Candice LeRae a bit in the ring. You know, she's flashy. She can do some high-flying moves. Mm-hmm. Does a little 450 splash at one point, I think. But Raquel ends up grabbing her, picks her up with the one-arm power bomb, and while she's got her hoisted up, she manages to big boot Io off the apron as well. So, just big strength, hitting both women at once, gets 3 count with the big one-arm power bomb.
And like you said, this is setting up, of course, for Io and Raquel. If this ends up being our stand and deliver singles match for this title, that would be fantastic. This is something that AEW does very well. Everyone has a buddy in AEW, it seems. Whether you're a babyface or heel, everyone has a buddy, so it makes these tag matches to set up future angles feel logical. Sometimes for some reason, Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin will be on the same tag team. And you're just like, why the fuck would those two people ever agree on anything? It feels illogical, but just having Dakota Kai be Raquel Gonzalez's buddy, great. We can have this kind of this tag bout where it makes sense that you're together and you're actually fighting for a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing this. I love seeing shit like this.
Yeah, and Raquel just continues to look powerful here. I think afterwards she slams Io down on the announce table. Doesn't break it, though.
Doesn't break it.
But
I think there was a
that makes it even more
the other
painful.
week that didn't break on a different show, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, sometimes I guess they're not meant to break, but you can't really tell when it's real.
Yeah, you can always not really tell if it was supposed to break or not. Or you can just be Tony Storm and just fucking walk past the table and it breaks. I don't know.
That was fun. Then we get some security footage of Adam Cole showing up at Kyle O'Reilly's jiu-jitsu school, and he just tries to start a fight there right in the middle of the dojo, but they get split up, and yeah, that's that.
Man, I loved that. I loved that. He just kept calling him a son of a bitch. I liked that. They had to bleep out the word bitch when you say son of a bitch. You always have to. But I like that it's such a conscious effort because they're like, hey, don't say anything that we would have to bleep out an F word.
Yeah,
it can only be son of a bitch. Don't say like you effing whatever, like whatever. Like they're like, no, just say son of a bitch. We'll bleep it. It'll all be good. But say it 7 times.
Yeah,
and Kyle O'Reilly dropped Adam Cole too.
Oh yeah, he just came into his school and you got dropped, brother.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Every single little piece of information we're getting for this feud has just been dynamite.
Yeah, it's been hot. Mm-hmm. And, at the end, they just get split up by everyone there. And he just says, you and Adam go to... Or wait, no. Afterwards, Roddy comes up backstage to Kyle. And then he's like, hey, man, we got to fix this. And Kyle says, sorry, there's no more us, Roddy. It's between me and Adam. So Roddy's just like, you know what? You and Adam can go to hell. And he storms off.
Yeah, Roddy Strong's like... fuck, now I have nothing to do.
Well, Bobby Fish is just at home like, guys, what the fuck happened?
I go on vacation for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I come
The whole
back to
group
this.
blows
What
up.
the hell?
Then we get Bronson Reed taking on LA Knight. Reed just kind of dominates him early on. Knight fights back a bit, but then Reed slams him off the top rope and hits a tsunami splash, gets the win. So it seems a little strange that Knight loses so early on after, they kind of hyped him up a little bit.
After a few weeks of pumping up,
Yeah.
really, though, this just feels like our 50-50 booking coming in. Last week, of course, the thick boy ripped through LA Knight's jacket, his leather jacket. Yeah. And this may just be where the 50-50 booking comes in. But who knows? Maybe LA Knight has a little chip on his shoulder now.
Maybe. I don't know where either man really goes from here. But unfortunately, as we thought, Danny Burch was injured in last week's tag title match with a separated shoulder, so he's going to be out for 6 months. So the Captain Regal, he's got no choice but to vacate the NXT tag titles. So at TakeOver Stand and Deliver, we're going to crown new champs. It's going to be Triple Threat, Grizzled Young Veterans, Legado del Fantasma, and MSK, who already had that title shot in the bank. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, triple threat ladder matches. These are, not ladder matches, just triple threat tag matches. Yeah, these are always fun, and just be exciting to see what MSK can do more of still. We also don't get to see the Phantasma Bros going at it, and I feel like they can fucking rip. But we haven't seen it yet, but I feel like they can fucking rip.
Yeah, this could be a sleeper hit of the week.
Really could be. A Stand and Deliver will also be 2 nights, correct?
Yeah, I believe the first night is on television, the second night is on network.
Is it? Yeah, maybe. Do you think? Is it a Wednesday Thursday thing or a Tuesday Wednesday?
I believe so.
Okay, Wednesday Thursday. Gotcha.
Yeah. So then we get Karrion Kross taking on One Lorcan. He's trying to stick up for his buddy Birch. But Lorcan puts up a pretty good fight here against Kross. And Kross is just trash talking about injuring his partner, which fires up Lorcan, and he just chops the shit out of Karrion Kross's chest. This thing was ground beef, his chest.
Oh, it was some beef. Let me tell you about that beef.
Just the big handprints there. But eventually Kross hits his big back elbow to get the win. I think they're calling it the lights out. I heard them, maybe they said lights out. Maybe they meant Lorcan's lights were out.
Like his lights are now out?
Either way, when he hit the move, they were like, lights out! And then he got the win.
Okay, yeah, I think I missed whatever it's called. It's kind of like a Judas effect, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But like we said last week, I don't hate it as much as when I first
Yeah, it's getting over with you, which is good.
Bit.
We want these things to, these things should have flexibility, getting over.
I'm not
working, things like that. It sort of seems like, One Lorcan is very few people are larger than Karrion Kross. So One Lorcan, kind of seems to pale in comparison. But Karrion Kross has had now, a small sample size of matches because he was injured for a little period of time. Sort of seems like he can go with anyone.
Yeah.
He can put it on with Keith Lee. He can put it on with whatever his name is, Escobar.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on with Lorcan. Like, it's kind of cool to see somebody be able to take on so many different competitors and the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
You don't see. I'm just saying. Yeah, you don't see it too. It's very few people can work with anyone. Karrion Kross seems like a guy who can kind of work with anyone right now.
Well, and afterwards he cuts a promo on Finn, and I don't know if it was from the chops or from Scarlett's claws. He had a little drip of blood that came down just from his chest.
Just a little bloop.
Yeah, I think Scarlett might have scratched him with his Catwoman claws during the celebration.
Yeah, she looks a little too much like Catwoman. Just a little too much, because he's not supposed to be Batman. If he was supposed to be Batman, yeah, it would probably make sense, But maybe we gotta move away from that.
Well, yeah. Anyways, he cuts a promo, and Finn comes out, gives his rebuttal. That'll be your night 2 takeover, Stand and Deliver. The main event, maybe.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's probably going to be the main event.
Yeah. Then we go to Regal in his office. It's like a little it looks more like a closet than an office.
Yeah, there's not much office space there at the CWC.
Yeah. But anyways, he makes an announcement that we're going to have a 12-man battle royal next week. And so the final 6 men in the battle royal qualify for a gauntlet eliminator tournament. So that'll take place at TakeOver Night 1. And the order of the entry determined by the battle royal results. And the winner of that gauntlet faces Gargano for the North American title on Night 2.
Confusing enough?
A little complicated.
We all get it. We all get it.
But yeah, it'll be fun at the end of the day. And, lots of interesting names in there. Grimy, Loomis, Kushida, all those fun North American title picture guys.
Yeah. All these mid-carders who, are looking for something to do.
Mm-hmm. Then we get Drake Maverick taking on Walter. So, poor Drake, but happy to have Walter here.
Mm-hmm.
So, he just beats Drake in seconds with the big power bomb, which knocks Drake out as Walter locks him in a single leg crab, but the ref rings the bell because Drake's just knocked out. So, afterwards, Ciampa comes out, gets in the ring, and says, that UK title intrigues me. Let's cut to the chase. Walter versus Ciampa over TakeOver Stand and Deliver for the UK title. Walter says no, and he slaps him in the face, and then they just beat him down 3-on-1. But I hope he get that match because that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think we are. I think we will. Hairy Ciampa. Seeing him with a little more hair on him than
more hair than ever I've ever seen.
Than we're used to.
Yeah. I mean, Walter. I just want to see Walter wrestle anytime. So Walter versus Ciampa, that could be a banger. And for the UK title, adds even more prestige.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen Walter. It's tough to tune into everything, right? And
yeah, no, there's no way we can watch UK NXT every week.
Mm-hmm.
But backstage, the Robert Stone brand is pitching to Mercedes Martinez to team up with Aaliyah tonight because they got a tag title opportunity. And he hands her an envelope. She opens it up and says, all right, this is half. I expect the other half after the match. And they're just excited to have her. So, and I'm excited she's back, Mercedes. I mean, yeah, it was weird. She went up, she went down, but hopefully she can start wrestling again.
Yeah.
So we jump right into that tag title match. Ember and Shotzi defending against Aaliyah and Mercedes. And Martina's looking good, doing the heavy lifting for her team. But Aaliyah chips in a little bit. But they're not ready for the big win yet. Ember Moon hits the Eclipse on Aaliyah to get the win, retain the belts.
Certainly nice seeing these belts, being active immediately.
Yeah.
We're kind of they just was it just last week that
maybe the week
prior, but then we had the match right then, and and now this match now it's nice to see it, not just fucking open challenge, right? Whoever wants this thing, come get it.
Yeah, and I feel like that they haven't announced it yet, but I feel like they'll add it to take over Ember and Shotzi versus Candice and Indy, because they kind of been looming in the background.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I'd like that. Yeah.
Then we go backstage. Cameron Grimes approaches Roddy because he wants to buy the Undisputed Era intellectual property. T-shirts, barn bands, woohoo! He wants it all.
Honestly, a great investment. I'm sure that shit flies off the shelf over at WWE.
Even still, I'm sure it's still selling very well. But Roddy just knocks him to the ground. So I don't know if he has the rights to sign them over for the group.
Yeehaw.
So back to the ring. Jordan Devlin takes on Kushida. And just a nice little cruiserweight, high-flying match. The Legato come out mid-match to distract Devlin. But he ends up shoving Kushida into them and then rolls Kushida up, bridges him down, gets the 3 count. But then afterwards, Escobar gets face-to-face with Devlin, so Shawn Michaels comes out. But he doesn't say a word. He just pulls out a ladder, slides it into them, saying everything he needs. So we're going to have a ladder match, a takeover, to determine the undisputed cruiserweight champion.
Apparently so. Devlin Kushida, banger.
Yeah, we'll see. See what they can do with that ladder.
The ladder stipulation, though, feels...
Are they going to hang 2 belts? That's my question. Or just one?
The ladder stipulation I wonder if there's going to be a new title design altogether. Like, hey, these 2 kind of things come together.
Why not?
The ladder stip feels a bit odd to me. Just, considering these guys have never gone at it before.
Yeah, it definitely feels, very much thrown in like it was visually.
Yeah. Is there
throwing the ladder right in? Like there you go.
Is there a reason why Shawn Michaels had to come slip it in there? Is that significant in any way?
Is there a reason like why it was him?
I mean, yeah, like, that's what I'm thinking. Why it was him? Like, is this at all similar?
He had the first ladder match with Razor Ramon.
Just because he had the first? Okay, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was kind of thinking. It was like just because he's like, I'm the ladder guy. Fucking there.
But it's not like it's. Yeah, like he's had ladder matches, but it's not like it was his match that he was known for. I don't know. He was always good in them. But it's not like Undertaker Hell in a Cell type thing.
Yeah, interesting, yeah.
Anyways, either way, ladder matches are usually good, so it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
Then the final segment of the night, we had Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly come out. So William Regal he just yelled at them like an angry parent. Very, the police have been involved. This is unacceptable, gentlemen. So we have them both seated down at the table with a contract signing. And since Kyle O'Reilly is still injured, he has to sign and make NXT held not accountable because this will be an unsanctioned match. So they both proceed to just cut some fantastic, fired up, angry promos on each other. I won't even pick up the words, but yeah, you should just watch it if you need to see the hype for the match.
Yeah, you don't need to recreate. Yeah, because this was it. This was Adam Cole cutting one of the best promos of his career, cutting down Kyle O'Reilly just like he knows how. It's like it's very clear to us what's going on.
Yeah, I'm the man. I'm the leader. I sold all the shirts.
Yeah, this match, sort of really being at the end of an era for NXT, kind of in generally speaking too, right? I mean, the Undisputed Era owned this company for 3.5 years now, at least the entire duration of this podcast.
Yeah. It's figuratively and literally the end of an era.
It's been a long time coming, and we just, we're just hoping for, that we can live up to this massive legacy.
And I think this could potentially also main event night too. Because it's unsanctioned, so it could be the second main event.
Oh, the old lights out, lights back up. See, I know that system. I know that.
Yeah. So either way, I think this match is going to stand and deliver, just like these promos did.
Yeah. Stand and deliver, just like that movie. Yeah, and that was fantastic. That was all of this week's NXT.
Yeah. Overall, pretty good show, building towards the takeover.
Yeah. Well,
and a couple small holes to fill in still, but we'll get there.
Yeah, it's looking like a great 2-night card also. Well, we're already on the couch, so let's keep surfing, baby. We got that TiVo ready to go. We're rewinding.
TiVo?
We're rewinding 2 hours into the past, or maybe we're just hopping in our DeLorean because it's 8 o'clock. We're watching TNT, and of course it is time for AEW Dynamite.
AEW, All Elite, they coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Hey.
And, ho ho.
It didn't take long, as during the intro package, they already have the bloody face of Britt Baker smiling into the camera.
Yeah, she's on a shirt, baby. She's already got a shirt.
She's got the shirt as well. We'll get to her later. But we kick off the show with Kenny Omega taking on Matt Sydal. I think they built to this on Dark Elevation last week.
Yeah, there was some kind of he earned this somehow too. I can't quite remember how.
And he does all right here. He's hitting his big high flying moves. He kicks out of a V trigger at one point. Does a couple. Kenny kept doing the one winged angel, and he kept just like twisting and flipping out of there. But eventually, Kenny does hit it to get the win.
Yeah, classic weird Kenny Omega. Getting wins
every week.
Yeah, Kenny Omega can do this good thing where he can make you look like you can hang with him.
Yeah,
and that isn't maybe that sounds shitty on Sydal, because I bet Sydal is also
Sydal
he can fucking fly and rip around the ring. But Kenny Omega's great at bringing people up to his level.
Yeah, like making you think there's a chance.
Yeah,
even though there's not.
Isn't it odd that we keep seeing Kenny Omega show up on Impact, about wanting that. But the Impact crossover to Dynamite hasn't quite happened. Omega's always on Impact talking about Rich Swann, how he's going to beat him, but then we don't hear about that on Dynamite.
I think it's a case of Impact needs them more than they need Impact.
Yeah, I wonder. But even just a quick little, like I'm.
I mean, the Good Brothers show up and stuff.
Yeah.
And they had the titles for a bit with them.
Yeah.
But, they're never really saying, like, hey, watch Impact on Monday.
Yeah, or they're never saying, like, when I take down Rich Swann on Impact.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They don't really mention it much. Because they have paid advertisements on Impact for AEW, right?
Yeah, literally. Just paid advertisements.
And maybe Tony Khan is paying, so who knows? Anyways, we move on to the next match. Hangman Adam Page takes on Caesar, I can't remember. Bononi.
Either way, didn't we see this guy in NXT like not too long ago? I feel like we just in 2020.
Probably. All I ever remember him is just being in battle royals and stuff.
Yeah, I recognized his mustache. That's where I was like, I know that mustache.
Yeah. Anyways, Hangman Page, he's undefeated so far in 2021, and it's gonna stay that way. He makes quick work of Caesar here, hits the buckshot lariat for the win.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of a nothing match, really, but
yeah, just kind of racking up Hangman's numbers, going to 8-0 now. I mean, eventually, Hangman Kenny for the title, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, you think that's the current kind of money match?
I mean, I've also fantasy booked that Kota Ibushi versus Kenny
well,
stuff.
Of course, we know you want that.
Once you're back to full crowds, like full crowds, Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page, that's your pay-per-view main event.
Yeah.
In Toronto!
Ooh, wow.
Maybe. That'd be
hot take.
That'd be something.
That would be something.
Anyways, hot takes. Let's get some hot takes from Tony Schiavone, because he's on stage to interview Britt Baker, who was the talk of the wrestling world for the last week, as we said. And yes, she was sporting that awesome shirt with her bloody face on it. That amazing match. Tony puts her over. The crowd applauds. She even cracked a smile for a little bit. She respected it. But then she turns heel right again and just says, "That's it? For the hell I went through?" And then she just cuts a promo on Thunder Rosa. Says, "You should thank me for being a part of history that I wrote with my blood." Talks about becoming a hardcore legend in one night when it took Mick Foley 20 years. And she says she put AEW on the map. So just great promo to follow up that awesome match.
Yeah.
And no visible scar or stitches or anything. She must have been a nice clean cut.
Cutting that hairline, kids. Remember, if you're blading, do it in your hair so nobody sees it on your face.
Above the line.
Remember, kids, it's not that hard to bleed.
And there was some fun little Twitter exchanges after between Foley and her, which was fun. I think, did you know, Kane was announced for the Hall of Fame. And then Mick Foley was like, "Wow, the only dentist to have a Hall of Fame worthy career." Or something like that. It's a good little clap.
That's a good one. What was the guy's name again? What was his name?
Isaac Yankem.
Isaac Yankem. There it is.
DDS. Yeah. He had the DDS.
I can just picture. You know when they say like you would never want to get your hair cut by somebody with a bad haircut? You would never want to go to a dentist with somebody with terrible teeth. And Isaac Yankem was the perfect example of the dentist you do not want to go visit.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Although, most of the time your dentist has a little mask on, though, doesn't he?
I haven't been to the dentist since I was 21 years old, so...
Yeah, I don't go anymore. Now that you have to pay out of pocket, I don't go.
Now that it costs my own money, I don't.
But I don't know. I don't have teeth problems anyways. You brush every day. You keep yourself
floss,
healthy.
a little bit of mouthwash. You'll be good to go.
Little Listerine here and there. Yeah. Keep your teeth healthy. Dr. Britt Baker would agree.
Yeah, she certainly would agree.
But then we get the Pinnacle, featuring FTR and Sean Spears taking on the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin. Who's that?
I don't know.
That's all right. The match was all right as well. You had the rest of the Pinnacle outside to assist if needed. But Sean Spears ends up hitting that nice running Death Valley driver to get the 3 count. So good for Sean. Good for the Pinnacle. They beat them down some more afterwards. cut a promo, talking about being a family. They live and die for each other, and MJF insults Jericho. Then they close with their catchphrase, when you're in the pinnacle, you're always on top. So there you go.
It's a great catchphrase. I'll give them that.
Yeah. They're already like the second or third biggest group in the company.
Yeah.
Right? Then we move on to QT Marshall cutting a promo about being underappreciated by the Nightmare family, overshadowed by Cody, always in the spotlight, and he challenges him to an exhibition match next week. Cody comes out. He accepts. Arn Anderson's the special referee. But I don't really care about any of this.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the Nightmare family at all.
And QT Marshall, he's nothing. He's nobody.
Why him?
He's fine in the ring, but he's nobody.
Yeah, why is QT Marshall the story we're focusing on right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is so odd.
And then, they also showed a promo for this new reality show, Roads to the Top, on TNT, starring Cody and Brandy. Oh, my.
And probably other AEW superstars. I think what bugs me most about... and I also watched the promo. I think what bugs me most about it is that it's not quite a play on words.
Roads to the top?
Like rise to the top in the past would be like they rose to the top. Mm-hmm. But it's not... But roads sounds too much like a road. I don't know. Yeah, it's like the word... It's like I wish they would have spent an extra 35 minutes coming up with a title.
And pretty much the show that's the exact same has a very similar with Ms. and Mrs. You've already got the pun title reality wrestling couple show. Right?
Yeah, well, I feel like we could have done. Yeah, we could have done a little more work to find the reality TV. If this says anything to me, it's that we're getting more Cody.
That was basically the whole point of this. He's already divisive, and now we're just getting more Cody. He's in 3 shows on the TNT network now. The Go Big Show, the Dynamite, and the Roads to the Top. Who knows? Who knows how this will do?
We're getting more. We're getting more.
Yeah, so we'll see. They'll have a baby, and the baby will be on TV.
Yeah,
Whether the baby signs a release or not. What's the legality on that?
Yeah, what's the legality on? Because that's almost, or it's like because you're like a child star at that point.
Yeah, I know, like child labor laws, they can only act on films for so many hours, but when it comes to reality TV, can you just get filmed all day? Like, who knows?
That is a good question.
We'll have to ask our lawyers. But Moxley and Eddie Kingston cutting their weekly promos. Eddie's got his leg all broken from that attack last week, and he's all fired up. He hates the Good Brothers. They hate the Young Bucks. So they'll do something about it, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I like Laredo Kid, though.
I skipped over the match.
You kind of skipped over the action. Well, that's fine.
What did I was talking about Moxley and Eddie. Sorry, yeah, Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid.
They do come out here.
Yeah, Lucha Bros, Laredo Kid fought Young Bucks and Brendan Cutler, and that was really cool.
Yeah, they kind of all came out here too. I think we haven't seen Laredo. He only had like 1 or 2 matches here in AEW, but he's like a name that I've seen in all sorts of like PWG.
Yeah,
he's been around.
Stuff.
Yeah.
He was the one that got the big pin here as he hit a Spanish fly off the top rope, get the 3 count for this team. But then, afterwards is when Omega comes out. He attacks, cuts a promo on the Young Bucks, gets all dramatic, saying, "I chose you, but you never chose me back." When he went to AEW, when he could have gone to WWE and all this stuff. So he gives them one more chance to toss up the Too Sweet, but they don't do it. They just leave him hanging. They turn their backs and they walk off. So Kenny says, "We're done." And then he turns around into some super kicks from the Lucha Bros. And they got him pretty good. He was bleeding from the mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. But, yeah. He was wearing more weird clothes also.
His hair always bugs me because it's like it's wet and dry. It's curly and straight. It's blonde and brown.
Yeah, it's just another. It's just another piece of his character that's just fucking icing on the cake.
Yes, but sorry, I got that thing backwards. We got the promo after that.
It's all good.
And then on to some women's action. Nyla Rose taking on Ty Conti, who it's nice to see. She's worked her way up to number 1 in the women's rankings, Miss Conti. So Good for her.
Yep.
But she's got a deal with Vicky Guerrero on the outside, causing some shit. But eventually she overcomes all this, hits the DD tie to get the big win. So you got to think she's in line for a title shot sooner or later.
You would think if you defeat a former champion,
And you're already number one.
you would think
Yeah.
that would be next. Was Brody Lee Jr. at this one?
Well,
I can't quite remember because I also did watch a
I
match.
think the Dark Order came out like on the ramp as she came out, and then they went backstage after.
Okay, because I watched a match on Dark Elevation that was her with Brody Lee Jr. at ringside.
Okay.
Okay, and I couldn't quite remember if just kind of getting mixed up in my mind or whatever. But,
Yeah. No, I don't remember him having anything in this one.
Okay,
But yeah, eventually after the match, Nyla attacks her. So Hikaru Shida comes out with a kendo stick to save her. But then the Bunny comes out and attacks Shida. So Conti hits her. And then Matt Hardy comes out with Butcher and Blade. So it's all over the place here.
The what are they called? The Hardy
Yeah, the
family.
Hardy,
family.
financial,
There's an
I don't know.
Operation.
I think I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah, HFO.
Hardy Family Office.
Office.
That's what it is.
There it is. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, it was a bit unexpected, for Hardy to kind of be thrown into this. I guess is Tay Conti and the Bunny. I guess those are the two.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does she have a name also, or is she just the Bunny?
Ali.
Ali, right? Yeah. Okay.
I think she was in the Nightmare Family for like a week.
She was with QT.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Who are the official members of the Nightmare Family? It's
I
getting
don't even know.
fucking
They're
out
the
of hand
lowest.
at this point.
They're the lowest rung group.
Yeah, isn't it
stable
funny
in AEW?
Isn't it funny that everything Cody Rhodes does fucking turns into gold? Everything he touches turns to gold, but like the Pinnacle, Death Triangle, fucking Inner Circle, Dark Order, like every single other group is higher than them on the totem pole.
Maybe the only one that's lower is the fucking Luther and Serpentico. What's their name?
Yeah, Luther and Serpentico. They're
have another
called
name. Like
Chaos Project.
Chaos Project. That's it. They're the Chaos Project and Nightmare Family. That's the bottom of the. But not. It's pretty close.
Okay,
between those two.
there are 11 officially full-time members of the Nightmare Family. I'm gonna let you name them.
All right. Well, we'll start with Cody and Brandy,
Okay, 2,
and then Dustin.
3,
We'll throw Arn Anderson in there.
4,
QT, he's still in it.
5,
Then we got Austin Gunn.
6,
What's his brother's name? Colton Gunn?
7,
Billy Gunn?
8.
So we need 3 more.
Yeah.
I already said Brandy.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's pretty good. That was actually that was very good. That was very.
Tell
good.
me what we got.
What you're missing is Lee Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
You're missing Aaron Solo,
Yeah.
and you're missing Nick Camarato.
Would not have got that.
He was the guy who had that match. He was the big hairy guy who had that match against Moxley in Moxley's first match back.
Okay.
I've said this before, and you have forgotten. This is the second time.
I think I forget, and you'll probably say it again, and I'll probably forget
again. This is the second
again.
time you've forgotten him, which is so funny because he stands out so much in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, and I guess MJF, former member, Mel, former member, R.I.P. Luther, Ali,
Luther.
Awesome Kong, also former member.
Yeah. Yeah, she just kind of retired, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
But, yeah. The Nightmare Family. Wow.
Yeah. Growing by the day.
Yeah. I mean, in a couple months, there'll be another member.
Yeah.
Little baby.
Add that little baby to the Nightmare Family.
Let's go to this main event, though. We got the TNT title up for grabs. Darby Allin defending against John Silver. And I would say the biggest match of Silver's career. I mean, main eventing Dynamite, let alone title match. Pretty good.
I love seeing this. AEW's done this a few times now. It's just you put the two of their brightest stars, put them in a match, and let them go for it.
Yeah, this was great.
And John Silver is exactly that. John Silver and Darby Allin are the future of AEW, as much as MJF is, as much as Jungle Boy will be.
Yeah.
Just that again. Yeah.
Exactly. No, this was just great match. You know, Johnny Hungy just using his power, throwing Darby around. And then one of the big spots, they're outside the ring. Darby tosses Silver over the barricade, and he fucking flies over this thing. He lands rough, and apparently on this spot, he dislocates his shoulder.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, so that sucks. And then the Dark Order members, they come over, they give him some assistance. They're kind of helping him out a bit. So Sting comes out to back off the rest of the Dark Order members. Then Darby ends up hitting this giant coffin drop off the top of the rope onto a big pile of guys. But Silver wasn't involved, so he takes advantage. He hits this giant spin-out powerbomb off the top rope, pins Darby, but he hooks the legs too deep as his foot touches the rope on the 2 count. Otherwise, we could have had a new champion there.
We almost did.
Yeah. So, but Silver, he tries to follow up. He goes for the big Brody Lee powerbomb, but Darby reverses it into a code red. He gets a 3 count to retain his title. But great match. Silver looks good even in defeat.
He's so. Have I shared with you the video of it's a match from PWG and it's John Silver and Brian Cage, doing, or like John Silver does all of Brian Cage's moves.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but we've talked about it.
We have talked about it. Yeah, John Silver, it just continues to impress me, I think, because I do always, like, I skip through being the Elite, but you stop to watch the John Silver bits, you know, and he's entertaining. I mean, hopefully, you know, with this injury, hopefully it doesn't last long, but it's great to know that he can remain entertaining through that medium, just through being the Elite on YouTube. There's Johnny Hungy t-shirts for sale at AEWshop.com. Clearly he's doing something right here.
Yeah, apparently after the match, they went off air, Darby got on the mic and put him over. He's like, wow, he finished this thing with a dislocated shoulder or something. So,
wow.
But hopefully it's not like hopefully it's just one of those pop it back in and not too much damage was done. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, we're no doctors here on the podcast. We're definitely not doctors.
Yeah, but after the match, he gets shown respect. Sting helps him up, and then Darby gives him a fist bump. But then Matt Hardy pulls him out of the ring, throws him into the barricade, and the whole Hardy family office and Dark Order just have this big brawl to end the show in chaos.
Chaos.
But, yeah.
What a great way to end the show.
Yeah, it was a fun match.
And with a little bit for everybody, you know. I guess fucking Sting and Darby are here to stay in terms of working together. When are we?
They were kind of. It was kind of weird though, because if they're going toe to toe with the Dark Order, they almost seem like they're the heels in that situation.
Yeah. I mean, because of course Dark Order, lifelong baby faces.
Yeah.
And
so, who knows?
No word on Christian Cage.
Yeah, they had like a backstage thing where someone came up and was like, hey, when are you going to fight, man? He's like, I'll fight once. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought he was supposed to. I mean, I might just be crazy. I thought he was supposed to have a match this week against one of those Aaron Solo types.
Yeah, either way, though, soon. We need to see something.
Sooner the better.
I mean, you're here. It says you're outworking everyone, but you haven't worked yet.
You haven't worked yet. How are you supposed to outwork everyone if you're not working, period? You know, I mean, it's, this is on you, Johnny.
So I don't know. Hopefully. They also did announce that AEW is having their first ever house shows on WrestleMania week, just to get in on the cash, I guess.
Is it also in Tampa?
I'm assuming it's in the Florida ring.
Yeah.
Maybe not directly. I don't know. But yeah, that was the end of Dynamite.
That was the end of Dynamite. That was the end of Wednesday Night War, and yeah, possibly our second or third last Wednesday Night War. I think we only have like 2 to go.
Yeah,
we've got next week, and then next week Stand and Deliver, and we'll always remember. I mean, if we do have to call a rest in peace to Wednesday nights, we will. When it has become evident here on the show, we will pay our respects to the year and a half that was.
Yeah, and I think they'll still be associated. You know, they'll be the most direct competition with one another. Like AEW still not competing with SmackDown as much as they are with NXT.
Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah. Well, SmackDown.
I mean, their goal is ultimately to be able to beat SmackDown.
Well, I feel like their goal is to beat Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
because
eventually.
like doing better than WWE's flagship show, that's the place where you want to be. Mm-hmm. SmackDown, I mean, yeah, SmackDown does way better in ratings because it's the objectively better show. But yeah, it's that's sort of like the next goal. Let's get over that hump, and then we'll kind of start our professional wrestling dominance. But that was it.
That was it.
That was
Pretty
Wednesday.
Solid week.
Pretty solid week. Yeah, I know a lot of great things going on all over the place. And let's honor some of those great things that happened this past week with our Wrestler of the Week.
With the Wrestler of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week, the Wrestler of the Week.
Mike, I'm going to kick this one off. This one was kind of a no-brainer for me. Sometimes, and this doesn't really happen throughout the week. It'll happen on pay-per-views where, similar to last night's game between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators, overtime's counting down, and you're on the edge of your seat. Hell, sometimes you pop out of your seat. Sometimes you're pacing around the room because you can't be still
stand.
because you're watching this. And the other day, when I was watching WWE Fastlane, and Daniel Bryan locks in that yes lock, and Roman Reigns starts tapping, I'm jumping out of my fucking seat. I'm pacing back and forth. It felt like Kofi Mania. I've not been that excited for a finish since Kofi Mania.
And the commentaries did such a great job too. Michael Cole just, he's tapping out.
Everything about the moment was so fucking on. The selling, it happening, and I'm nobody's in the room with me. I'm looking around for people in the room, hoping someone's gonna pop up and go, "Are you seeing this? Roman's tapping out. Are you seeing this? This is huge." And for all of those reasons, god damn it, Daniel Bryan, you're the wrestler of the week. In my book, I had so much fun watching that match. I have so much fun watching him, and he's somebody who could every single week be the wrestler of the week.
Yeah, no, it's just exactly what you said about Kenny Omega earlier. He can wrestle anyone and bring them up to his level, which is the top of the world of wrestling.
Truly is. Like, you cannot get any... Like, if, you're these kids out here, of course, if you want a blade, do it in your hairline so nobody sees it. But if you're looking for someone to try to be like, just fucking look no further. He's on SmackDown. He's on SmackDown all the time. Just fucking look right there. But Daniel Bryan, you're my wrestler of the week.
Yeah, for everything we just said, of course, I'm going with Daniel Bryan as well.
Wow.
I know, it's been a crazy year. And... I mean, he has to be. He has to be in the WrestleMania main event. There's no other match for him at WrestleMania to be in other than this Universal title match. And maybe you can even let him win it.
And I mean, I missed out on, what was it, Mania 30?
Yeah, 30. Just 30.
Just 30? I missed out on Mania 30, but I've watched that match in retrospect. And, you fall into the moment. And all I could hope is that I get to fall in that moment, like, in the present, while it's happening, and to hear for that first show back to be fucking a yes chant that drowns out the entire stadium. Oh my god, that'll feel so good. That'll feel so good to hear all those people just chanting yes.
It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
And also the first time we'll have a live crowd reaction to the new Roman Reigns. Like, are they gonna cheer? Are they gonna boo?
I don't know what would you do? What would you do?
I don't know, because he's so good that, like, we love him, but he's also so good at being heel.
I think I would boo.
I'd be cheering for Bryan anyways.
Yeah,
so.
I think I would boo because he's the heel. Like, I think when Brock Lesnar came out when we were at SummerSlam, I think I still booed.
I think I cheered.
I can't remember what I did.
But then by the end of the match, I was cheering for Rollins.
By the end of the match, that was the match where we flipped. Yeah. Where they swerved us. Yeah. They did kind of like a, they did it like a double turn, but just on you and I.
Just on the crowd. No, I think the whole crowd. The crowd was pro Lesnar because they were like, fuck Rollins. And then he had an amazing match.
And then you ended up seeing a fucking title change at, the first pay-per-view.
They made you want it. Throughout the match, they made you want it.
Yeah, they made and they fucking gave it to us. So that's exactly Daniel Bryan. Congratulations, another unanimous wrestler of the week. Mike, we're getting pretty good at this, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and it's also a very safe guarantee that we'll see Bryan's name on this list again.
Yeah,
maybe within the next couple of weeks, probably.
Yeah, well, eventually, maybe one day, a few years down the road, we'll sort of in that direction where the Observer just at a point renamed their Best Technical Wrestler Award the Daniel Bryanson Award. Like, they just picked a point. They're like, no, we're just going to name it this from now on. Eventually, who knows, the Wrestler of the Week award could just kind of be renamed the Daniel Bryan Award one day for all we know, right?
Yeah. Or maybe some of the shooty categories can be renamed as well.
Of course, the Daniel Bryan award for just fucking...
the Daniel Bryan Wrestler of the Year award.
Wrestler of the Year award, exactly, right? All these things are kind of open for interpretation. But that was the entire podcast. Thanks for listening, folks. Remember, you can listen to the podcast everywhere, and stay tuned for WrestleMania week, because we're going to probably be pumping out a few of these things.
Yeah, it's going to be wild for everyone. But
And then who knows? I mean, coming into our post-Mania season, if these day changes are as they've been advertised, there could be a kind of a shift in our episode schedule too.
Yeah, everything is much like the world of wrestling. We book it on the fly.
Much like Vince McMahon and Gorilla, we're just fucking booking it as we go.
Yeah.
Just like that.
We're playing it by year to bring it all back home.
Bring it all back now. We are playing it by year. You can go fuck yourself, scholars who tell me otherwise. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show, and tune back next week because we got more wrestling action.
Oh, yeah.